Good morning, Yu-Gi-Oh players, and welcome to the final day of Dark Arm Dragon Month. Today I'm going to be demonstrating the power of my Dark Arm Dragon control deck, which is mostly just kind of Destiny control. It's a little bit like Teledad, but the playstyle's a little different. It's a lot more focused around utilizing those spell cards and Destiny Hero Plasma, or not Plasma, well, Plasma too, but Diamond Dude in order to get some major pluses. So this is a pretty amazing hand. Unfortunately, I'm playing against a player who isn't exactly the highest rating, so it's not going to be the most intensive duels. And the fact that I got a Monk Armonite into Laval Chain off is basically GG. Because what's going to happen here is I'm going to detach the Armonite to banish my, or rather to put my Dark Armed on top of my deck. So I now have a Dark Arm set up on top of my deck for next turn. I've got a Mally in the grave and a Tuner in my hand with Trade-in and Plasma as well, and Gores just in case he attempts to go for the OTK. So this hand is pretty darn spectacular, if I do say so myself. Now this deck there are a couple issues with it that I'm finding. It's very bad at defensive plays so far, but it doesn't have a whole lot of room for them. So there's that Dark Arm Dragon. So what I'm going to do after thinking for a really long time is attempt to go for an OTK. And I think I can do it. I think I've got all of the materials available for me to make an OTK with this deck. I'm really enjoying this deck. Once again, I really wish that it had more defensive power, and I need to add a couple of cards, maybe a couple of Trigodias or something. I could take out the tour guides. Except I don't really want to take out Tour Guide because it gives me Leviair plays. I don't know. I can tweak it around a bit. Right now I'm doing 2 Krebons or 3 Krebons and 2 Teleport. I could do 2 Krebons, 2 Teleport, since I do have Monk for those dead teleports. I'm really liking not only the trade-in and Plasma deal, but I also have a Dark Creator in here, which allows me to abuse the heck out of Destiny Hero Plasma. So I'm going to use Malicious's effect to special summon another Malicious from my deck. So my plan here is kind of to put a Stardust on the board to protect my plays for the turn. I thought about going for Stardust Spark Dragon, but I decided that I'd rather keep my entire field if he does go for that Torrential Tribute, rather than have to pick and choose which ones I'd rather keep on the board. So I put the Stardust on the board. And now I am ready to put my dad on the board as well. This play is just crazy. Like, this is a demonstration of how amazing this deck can get if you open with the right hand. So then I'm going to banish the Armonite to use its effect, but he Fiendish Chains it before I even do the banishing. And I'm like, ooh, that kind of hurts. That dampens my ability to OTK a little bit at first, I think, but then I realize I have a Laval Chain on my field and a Malicious in the graveyard, so things are about to get crazy. So I use the Laval Chain's effect. I was hoping to save it to stack a really good card on top of my deck during the end phase, but I decided instead to push through that OTK since my opponent did activate the Fiendish Chain, which means that he has no more defensive cards because he uses Card Trader. But whatever, so I now have a Plague Spreader in the grave, so I use Malicious's effect to banish himself and special another Malicious for my deck. And remember, this is just my second turn. I opened with the Monk into Armonite into Laval Chain, which is essentially the best opening play in this deck. And he didn't take out the Laval Chain, which was a major mistake on his part. So now I use the Plague Spreader to stack my trade-in and special himself. And I'm going to go for Scrap Dragon, pop that Laval Chain, and end the game right there. I deal 8,100 points of damage in this turn exactly. I suppose what I could have done was stacked the Plasma and then set the D-Draw and destroy it to ensure that I had game, even if he Trigodia'd. But, you know, whatever. So that's the duel. I hope you guys like it, and I will be showing you guys my deck profile for both my Modern Teledad and my dad control deck. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't, let me know why. And then, of course, subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Discussion, analysis, duels, decks, and general shenanigans. Meanwhile, thank you guys for watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And Business Casual. I am your host, the RJB0, and that is GG. Got a jet, guys. See ya.